Wine, a symbol of celebration, has intertwined with culture for over 3,000 years, from ancient Egyptians who saw wine as divine, to Greeks and Romans who celebrated it in philosophy and art. Wine has been more than sustenance. The Renaissance brought innovations like glass bottles, leading to the golden age of wine. Today, wine tourism in places like Bordeaux reflects our ongoing fascination. Terms like terroir, the environment influencing wine, and enology, the study of wine, deepen our appreciation. From Caravaggio's paintings to Omar Khayyam's poetry, wine inspires art and literature. From ancient survival to modern enjoyment, wine's history offers a glimpse into civilization. Raise a glass to the intersection of wine and culture, a journey reflecting our timeless relationship with this drink. Cheers! So Josh, since you are still in the car and moving, what are your thoughts on like the cultural aspect and the cultural significance? Because you have history there at Renault Winery, but again,
I don't know if
I think New Jersey's not a place where people think, oh, it's a hotbed of culture.
And we lost him.
Oh, we lost him. If we can all go to Italy to visit Nikki, not only do you get great wine, you also get great gelato.
You know something about that, don't you?
I know quite a bit.
If that had made you turn red like wine, you'd be dead by now.
Exactly. Oh, Josh is back.
I'm back, and I think I heard the question about culture and wine, correct?
Correct.
And I'll make a comment if you don't mind. It'll be brief. It's curious, right, that if you've ever studied or been a part of the Christian faith, that our faith, this faith, the first miracle is the wedding feast at Cana, which is that story where Jesus turns water into wine. And I always say that is like the blessing of a whole religion on there's something special about wine. So I feel privileged to be part of the wine industry. I think there's something that's primordial about the magic that happens to the grape and the fermentation. As a matter of fact, we ended up, this is going to sound hilarious, but we created a winter festival because remember our cycles follow the vines, right? So we have the bloom season, we have the Verizon season in the summer, but we call that sweet summer, and then we call it harvest season in the fall. But the winter is where the magic of alchemy is happening in the winemaker's hands. So the magic of fermentation and the production of alcohol. So I think it's like embedded in culture. And the last thing I'll say on this is, though alcohol consumption can have some negative connotations, some people can suffer from overuse, there is a certain beauty in the fact that a certain amount of alcohol creates such a social connection and allows people to enter a deeper conversation usually and have interconnectivity and, dare we say, be more human, right? Especially us Northeasterners, which are always gunning and gunning. A glass of wine before dinner can create such great conversation. So do I think wine and culture are connected? Yes. That is actually part of the inspiration for our entire company and our entire strategy is to dig deep into that intimate connections and want to be a part of that. In vino veritas, Nick, in vino veritas.
No, you said a wonderful thing. You said a truly wonderful thing and a great truth, and it ties back into, and I'll be very brief, an article that by chance I was reading a few days before Andy asked me to be on this panel, and it was about the Persians, I believe. Yes, it was about the Persians. And it said the Persians always discussed things twice when they had to make an important decision. The first time they discussed it sober, the second time they discussed it after drinking some wine together, because they would see how different their reactions would be in making decisions about something important. And also, it furthers the humanity. So you're very right, Josh. That was a fantastic way of putting it.
Jin, any final thoughts?
Yes, I agree.
Do we end there?
Yes, I agree.
I want to thank our panelists for coming in, some on very short notice today. It's great that Nikki was able to join us from Cortona, where it is 1 a.m. and he's drinking his wine. Josh is on the run. He's still not home yet. His 10 kids are waiting for him patiently. And Jin, thank you for ending your day with us. I know that you have long days.
The day's far from over.
Exactly. But I'm glad that you could take an hour of your time to join us and share your thoughts. I really appreciate it. Jin, people can follow if you go to norita.com. Great restaurant in New York City for upscale Hawaiian food. Everyone can find Josh McCallan. There's Renault Winery.com and also Vivamee. Is it just Vivamee.com or Vivamee Hospitality.com?
It is. No,
okay.
Just Vivamee.
Vivamee. And Nikki, if people want to find your properties that you invest in and develop, is there a website where people can find you?
Well, there's an agency that runs things for us, but if you want to look on Instagram, you have to look for Nello's. Our property's name is Nello's, the brand new one, the big one that we just redid. We don't really have links for the other ones because they're in the cities, but the new one is on Instagram, and the website's coming because we just finished the renovation at the end of last year, and then we worked our tail off this year, and we're still not done with all the pictures and all the small details that we need to do it right. But we have people in there right now, and they're happy, so I'm happy.
I want to get out there. I had a trip planned for my family to visit Nikki in Cortona, and then the pandemic happened, so we've postponed it. We still need to reschedule that, hopefully sooner than later. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for this wine discussion with our excellent panelists. Be sure to join us next week, Wednesday, September 6th. We're talking about investing. It's Foundations of Investing. I don't have the exact title, but it's going to be at the YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/inspiredmoney. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Thank you, panelists. Cheers to Nikki.
Cheers.